Hey everyone, it's Katie from Create Your Future. I am a law of attraction coach here, a certified life coach and meditation coach. And today I have a success story for you about how a client got contact after almost 2 weeks of no communication. And this was after a session with me. So I'm going to share their story with you. And then I want to talk about some inner conversations you can start now that are going to drastically change how you get results. So we'll start with their story, then we'll go into that. And then stay tuned. I'll be talking a little bit more about my workshop coming up at the end, if that's of interest to you. Okay, so how this client was able to get contact. So this is what they said. Last Tuesday, I had a wonderful session with Katie. We worked on intentions, revision, and inner conversations. I followed her advice of not lifting a finger in the 3D and to simply persist in the inner version of my specific person. It had been almost 2 weeks of no communication with my specific person. And just a few minutes ago, out of the blue, he finally reached out. I'm very confident I am indeed pushing things out, that I'm on the bridge of incidents, and that everything will unfold as I have intended. These past couple of days, especially today, had been a little challenging, with some doubts and fears creeping in, but I persisted nevertheless and never imagined that results would show up this quickly. I intend the upcoming events on my journey will continue to unfold effortlessly. Thank you, Katie, for connecting with me on a soul level and helping me discover the tools I possess to make this happen. Yay! Okay, so a few things. Like he said that we worked on intentions, revision, and inner conversations. It was all in the inner world. He didn't have to lift a finger, right? And it's the same for you, right? No matter what's going on in your current external situation, you do not have to lift a finger. There's nothing that you need to do except the inner work. We have to lift your thoughts, not a finger, okay? So something I want to talk about today is inner conversations that not only lift your thoughts, but they lift your emotions. They lift your physical state of being. Now, something this client mentioned is, thank you for connecting with me on a soul level. And what I find is really powerful in these one-on-one sessions, or if we're meeting in these group sessions I'm doing or meditation, is when clients come, I think because of the assumptions and the expectations, they're able to open their heart. They're able to be really vulnerable and honest about, this is what I'm struggling with. This is what I'm going through. This is what's showing up. This is what isn't showing up. And there's no need to be guarded. There's no need to be protected. It's just, here's what's going on. Help me. Let's sort through this. And that's what we do. And these inner conversations we have are so open, and they're so honest, and they're so genuine. And a lot of times I see clients express a lot of emotion during our sessions, crying, relief, joy, just their hearts completely fill up. And this normally happens when we're going through intentions. We're going through, what do you really want to hear from your specific person? And it might take them a moment. They might have to really think to themselves, okay, what do I really want to hear? And a lot of times it's something they've wanted to hear since they were little. Like a simple, I love you. A simple, I will always be there for you. I'm always going to fight for you. This is happening. This is working. You are so precious to me. You are so amazing to me. You're so beautiful. You're so handsome. I'll always be here for you. We start to really claim the conversations that we've been wanting for so long. And when we hear those things, even if it's us saying it, because everyone's alive inside of you, that energy does come through. We hear it from our person. And maybe we also hear it from others that we needed to hear it from. And energetically, and in the physical, everything starts to open. And when energy is able to flow through you like that, it's such a powerful place to manifest from. So when we're doing our intentions, when we're on our mental diet, when we're doing our inner conversations specifically, it's so powerful to really like meditate, open up your heart and ask yourself, what is it that I really want to hear? Or, so I'll see it in two ways. Usually someone really needs to hear something from their specific person. They really need to just hear, I love you. I adore you. This is happening. You can do this. Or a lot of times too, the client needs to express how much they love their person. And maybe it's for the first time that they can just freely express like, I love you so much. I am so happy with you. You mean the world to me. I'm so relieved we're back together. I'm so happy I can just shower all this love on you and that you receive it. You're the only one I've ever wanted. Like, you are my dream person. Right? So I will see that with clients too. When they express that back, because we always respond in inner conversations. Because remember, our inner conversations create our circumstances, okay? So if you currently aren't hearing from your specific person, you need to first start it within. What do you want to hear from them? And then you always complete the circle. You always respond back to them. So these internal conversations, these inner conversations that we're doing, they're all on the inside, but they all get projected out because our inner world creates our outer world. And when we express how much we love this person back, a lot of times that can open up the heart. Because I do find when we manifest and involve our whole body, there's just so much power in that. When the body can just open and be relaxed and really get into the state of the wish fulfilled, right? We see really quick results. And so what I want everyone to start practicing when they're doing their inner conversations is just to open their heart, open their body. Notice where there's tension and just open up. And not be afraid to, when they really hear their specific person. So again, when you're doing an inner conversation, you're just deciding, like, what do I want to hear from them? And then you hear it internally. You can say it out loud, or you can just hear it on the inside. You just hear them say, like, I love you. You're everything to me. I adore you. And then you want to see if your body can really receive that, really hear it as if they were in the 3D right in front of you telling that to you. And then you want to respond from a really open, secure, loving place. A lot of times too, I'll notice clients are scared to say how much they love this person, to respond back. So this is where we need to go back to self-concept of like, this is the version of you that's secure, confident. You know that it's safe to love this person because they are you loving you. They're not against you, they are for you. There are no threats, there are no competition, there's only creation. And so you want to explore the version of you that's confident to just be like, I love you so much. I love this relationship. I love how happy and relieved I am every day. And to the best of your ability, you want to try to feel that, to feel it real, okay? And so this added technique, if you will, in inner conversations is just to get your body involved. Now, if you struggle with this, like feeling, right, it can be helpful just to, in the inner conversation, to actually make feeling statements, right? So you would hear your inner person say, I love you so much. I adore you. I'm so glad we're together. I'm so glad you persisted. I'm so glad we're, in this loving, committed relationship. I love communicating with you every day. I love, spoiling you. I love taking you out on dates. And then you really want to respond with how that makes you feel, even if you don't really know yet. So you might say, well, that makes me feel really loved. That makes me feel really cherished. And then you might want to go into more feeling descriptive words, like that makes me feel really open. That makes me feel really just radiant and beautiful. That makes me feel really vibrant. We want to start to find the words that help invoke the feeling so your body can really feel it, right? And this just impresses the subconscious like none other. So I want everyone to start practicing this with their inner conversations, to play with feelings, play with emotions, and notice where you're scared to express or scared to receive, and go there anyway, and allow it to repeat, persist, do it again and again until you start to feel it. Right? Like, yes, we want this all to feel normal and natural. And then there is just that feeling of love, that feeling of joy, that feeling of relief. I know for me, relief's a big one. Of like, oh, I can just like relax and open up because this is happening. This is such a relief that this is here. It's happening within and it's happening without. Right? I'll literally feel my heart open and my shoulders drop. And if I'm really struggling to go into a place of this is done. If I'm really having a hard time, feeling the inner conversation, that's where I recommend meditation, right? Going into, whether it's my pre-recorded meditations or creating your own or finding one that works for you. Going into a meditation where you can feel love again, because if you've been hurt, it can be really scary to feel love again, to give it or receive it. And this is a huge practice of learning to give and receive love again. So we're doing our inner conversations, we're on our mental diet, we're revising what we need to. But ultimately, we're allowing ourselves to invoke the feeling of love again and learning to feel secure in that feeling, to feel confident in that feeling. Because remember, this is a universe of love. This is a universe of bliss, of peace. Your natural state is one of love. And it's okay if it takes a little bit of time to get back to that state. But it's so powerful to feel it again. So let's try to feel it right now. So if you're watching this, I want you to go ahead and just put your hand on your heart. And we're going to do a lot more of this in the workshop if you come to the workshop. But just put your hand on your heart and take a few deep breaths into the belly. And as you exhale, just let the whole body relax and open and drop down. A few more deep breaths, like really breathe into the belly expands out. And as you exhale, let the body open and drop down. And so we want to, of course, be aware of what's going on in our head, but we also want to be aware of our heart. So I want you to feel what your heart feels like right now. Maybe at first you feel nothing, but then just notice the beat of your heart. Notice if it's tight. Maybe it's going fast. Maybe it's going slow. Maybe it feels closed, but maybe it's just starting to open. And I just want you to imagine that your specific person is holding you, or you're holding them. And you're heart to heart, so if they're holding you, maybe you could feel their heartbeat against the back of your heart. Or if you're holding them, you can feel their heartbeat against your heart. Just feel the two hearts beating together. Imagine the two hearts beating together. And imagine both of you just dropping all of your fears, dropping all of your worries, dropping any obstacles or barriers, because there are none. Imagine coming back into your original state just of love, of bliss, of peace. Coming into the reality where you two have always been one. They've always been you, you've always been them. You two have always been one. It's the same heartbeat, same heart beating together. And feel both of your hearts just open. No need to have any walls. No need to have any tightness. There's only love, there's only peace, there's only fulfillment of desire. And just imagine that you can feel all the love they have for you flowing into you. Maybe it has a color. You can feel it flowing from their heart to your heart. And then you can feel your love flowing back to them. And just feel this circulation of love from them to you and you to them. This is where we can even add an inner conversation where maybe they just tell you over and over again, I love you. And you might just repeat back, I love you too. And this is a meditation you want to breathe into and actually allow yourself to feel for a while. So stay in this space for as long as you want. If you want to pause the video, maybe. Of just feeling your heart and their heart beating together as one. Feeling that love circulating. Just noticing there's no obstacles. Hearing them say, I love you. You responding, I love you too. And just reminding yourself, this is the true reality. This is what's real. This is what's going to get pushed out. And just take a deep breath into that. And maybe you open up the the shoulders, shake out the head a little bit as you come back into here and now. Knowing that you can always go back to that. But just noticing if your body feels any different. Just from that, I don't know how long it was, but just a little bit of intentional time of just feeling your heart open, feeling their heart open. That will get pushed out. If you persevere, if you persist into that will get pushed out. And I want you to try to start bringing love, joy, bliss, relief, whatever it is, into your inner conversations. Just notice how magnetic that is. Now, if you want more help with this, come to this upcoming workshop. It's going to be all about how we're going to create our specific person to be deeply, madly in love with us. Because this version of them already exists. They're the one that's trying to get through right now. But we have to open our hearts, find those inner conversations that speak to that reality so we can create those circumstances. So if that calls to you, check out the link below. Let's all do it together. We'll meditate together. And that will be very powerful. If you can't make it live, there will be a pre-recorded one too. And if you want more support one-on-one, be sure to sign up for an online session with me. We can do a one-on-one session together. If you want just more meditation, check out my pre-recorded meditations. There's so many that open the heart in different areas. So check those out. If you want to master inner conversations, do my inner conversation course. And if you just want to meditate daily and just really master the inner world, I suggest my 7-day challenge. And if you really want to get into a really secure and confident and masterful self-concept, then I would do my Upgrade Your Self-Concept course. They're all here to open the heart. They're all here to get you into the inner conversations that will create the circumstances that you want with your specific person, because that is your birthright. So I intend that was helpful. I intend your heart feels way more open. And no matter where it is, that's your natural state, you will get there. I promise. Okay. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.